Hi, I'm Jack Hott. I'm the product manager for Poached. And what I want to talk to you a little bit about is we've been alive since 2012, and we recently did a redesign because we wanted to scale to actually be truly national. So what is Poached? At Poached, we work to keep the hospitality industry fully staffed. Restaurants, bars, hotels, and related companies, one of the major parts there, one of the major resources is labor. And it's not just anybody off the street, this is like skilled labor. So they're constantly hiring, constantly looking for people. And to make that even worse, is their turnover rate is about 70%. And we get this number from the National Restaurant Association, and it just keeps rising. Really, as unemployment goes down, you see this number go up. So this is a crushing number for restaurants, and we really wanted to solve it. Me particularly, because I worked in restaurants for about 20 years, and was a manager who was like right in the middle of this problem. So Kirk Thornby and Peter Bro founded a company called Poached, and they launched PoachedJobs.com. And so what PoachedJobs.com is an online job site for the food and drink industry exclusively. So it differentiates itself from platforms like Craigslist or even Indeed, are really focusing on restaurants and the needs of restaurants. So for $40, a restaurant can post a job, and they get access to an applicant tracking system that's built enough for them to get their jobs done, but not with like a lot of configuration, like a Taleo or something like traditionally enterprise. It's built focused to them. The job seekers, we get about 400,000 a month. They come basically word of mouth. A lot of it is branding and marketing, but they also really, we understand the job seeker. So they come basically through social media marketing, a lot of content marketing. We buy a little bit of traffic from job aggregators like Indeed and Monster. So we're able to connect those two parties, the seeker to the poster. And this is what I really want to talk about tonight, is like this is our old site. This was our site up to about a month ago, a little less than that. And what we'd done is we had started in Portland in 2012, and then launched in Seattle, Austin, New York, Chicago, and on. And we were really thinking about boots on the ground. Like we wanted to own a market. We wanted to own Portland. We wanted to own Seattle. And as we moved forward, we were really successful in this. Good product market fit, getting the traction we wanted. People were posting jobs, they're getting resumes, seekers were happy. Everybody was good. We opened about 18 markets, well, exactly 18 markets, not even about. And what ended up was that this interface became kind of a user experience disaster. We have a long list of cities without like a really easy way to navigate it. And then another thing was happening was that people, like, to take the example of Portland, they might be in Gresham or Hillsborough, and they'd start to like look for Gresham or Hillsborough in this list of 18 and not see it and think, maybe it's not for me, and then move on. So what we wanted to do was like redesign and make a platform that could easily go national. And in order to do that, since we are from the restaurant industry, we want to make sure that we talk to the people in the industry. Because if you're an industry-specific product, you better damn well know your industry. So we created some personas, which, just between us chickens here. Monique was my job poster, is my mentor, and was my boss for 20 years, and I love her to death. So she was my job poster. And then Kevin was a chef that I worked with, and he was my persona for the job seeker. And being able to like have real people in my life that I connected like this really changed the math of the situation, especially when I started talking to a UX designer and talking to engineers and developers and trying to make this real for them. So then went out and did some user interviews. Interviewed Monique, didn't tell her that she's a persona, she didn't even know that. But we're also physically above a bar, and so it was really easy for us to grab the bar managers, the bartenders, and the staff there and really just kind of walk through them and not ask like, hey, what features do you want? But just be like, well, what was it like the last time you were hiring, or what was it like the last time you were hired? From there, we built clickable prototypes. I'm a big fan of Adobe XD. Mainly, it came free with Creative Cloud, but I fell in love with it. And we were able to take those user interviews, what we learned, make designs, put them in front of people, and watch them work through it. And again, I'm not sitting there saying, try to do this or try to do that. Just put it in front of them, see where they fail, see where they succeed, design from there. And from there, we shipped it. We wanted to ship this thing as fast as we possibly could because we get 400,000 unique visits a month. We can get a statistically significant thing really easily. So just to leverage that, to really guide us to make sure that we are not hurting ourselves for our own goals, but staying true to the user. Because the user is the most important person in this situation. I don't know if that means a minute or if I'm done. So this is the new design. The thing you'll notice immediately is instead of seeing cities, you see jobs. This is our primary purpose. And so when somebody comes to our site, we want them to immediately know, oh, I'm going to get hired. I'm going to find a job. We added some filters. We added a map. We just spruced things up a lot. But I think the real take-home jobs, and then this location-specific, we're geolocating people. So they no longer have to pick. And if they want to go to a different city, they just put it into the search field. And it talks slightly faster so we get there. And we wanted to know that we were successful. So we're watching our metrics. And I boiled it down. I didn't want to just throw a bunch of metrics at you. But we got a 92% increase in conversions from organic traffic. And this is really exactly, that's what I did. Because what we wanted is to optimize our organic traffic. Like I said, we do pay for some traffic. And we want to pay for as little traffic as we possibly can. And so the more we're optimizing our organic traffic, the better we are, the more viable, the better our situation was. And the other thing we found was that people who came through the A/B test, if they landed on the new design, they were 25% more likely to post a job. This is a little bit of a mystery. I have some theories, and when I do some more user testing, I'm going to run those theories down. But I have an idea why that is. And then this is really what I'm excited about. We had our 18 markets, as I mentioned. Florida was not one. Boise wasn't one. And what we used to talk about is we'd be like, well, where are we going to open next? What are we going to do next? And we spent a lot of time and energy thinking about where we should be. But now that we're open nationally, every morning we have this map that's generated, and we can see, oh, wow, we're in Orlando, we're in Florida, we're in Boise, Idaho. And so instead of thinking about what market we're going to open, the market has decided that for us, and all we have to think about is how to go to that market and how to really win it over. So I think I've been more than clacked, so I'm going to move on. Questions? Wow. It's really fun on with this thing on. Questions? It's like way in the back, way back there.
I'll try to speak out and use my Alpha voice.
You can do it.
All right, so the real question is how you guys provide a really great platform for restaurants to find employees, but how do you bridge the gap between the non-traditional employment model that restaurants tend to accrue in terms of employees not showing up, the turnover rate, all of those? Are you guys are you thinking at all about how to help employees be better employees?
We are help employees be better employees.
How do we help employees be better employees? I mean, this is kind of a two-part question, which is, first of all, we want to just, we're a platform and we're connecting people, and once they make that connection, then they do what they do. But the second part, I think, is actually really true, is we've got a little bit of that turnover rate, and so one of the ways that we do this is that we really try to speak directly the language of the restaurant to the seekers. Through content marketing is a great example. We've had a couple articles about shoes. And it seems like, well, why would we write about shoes? And it turns out that writing about shoes gets you a lot of hits. It's weird. I read this thing about clogs. I really love Danskos. And this turned into some kind of weird holy war about whether it was Danskos or Monzos or like all the different brands. And so what ends up happening is that through that kind of branding and that brand recognition and really understanding the audience, we're able to draw people in who are serious culinary professionals. And as long as we're doing that, we're going to be able to, for the most part, connect people who are going to stay in their jobs. I'm going to go with somebody closer just because you're closer. Great.
I know a question. I just want to tell you I've been using your site since 2012. Wow. And I love it. It's awesome. I've tried Craigslist against it, and I always just go back to Poached.
We love hearing that. She's saying that she's been using us since 2012, loves us, never go back to Craigslist. And we hear that a lot.
Did you pay her?
We did not pay her. It's a plan. It's a plan.
I paid him a lot of money.
I mean, that's one of the things that Craigslist, it's a really basic thing. It's just a board, and you throw jobs up on it. They get buried really quickly. One of the things that happens with Craigslist is people are looking for other jobs, warehouse jobs, trucking jobs, whatever. They find their way over to a restaurant, they take that job, and maybe they're not qualified, which is why it's so important for us to focus on, I don't even want to say a niche, because it's such a huge industry. But then from the seeker side, is that they're left using Craigslist, and there are also a lot of scams and fraud, and there's a lot of things going on in Craigslist that are a little unsavory. And so to be able to provide a space that respects them for being professionals and treats them as professionals is what's keeping them in and keeping them coming back.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.